performance, making big plays over the middle, snap in and snap out, end up being able to close out the game. Where's Puka Nacua?
39 receptions, 501 yards, and when the team needed someone to step up, he was the guy quarterback Matthew Stafford looked to.
Stafford throws, there he is, Nacua to the end zone.
Puka Nacua is having a special season. He has broken the NFL rookie record for receptions and yards through a player's first 4 games and does not look to be slowing down anytime soon. Not bad for a 5th round pick out of BYU. How'd we get here? You won't want to miss this one. But before we get into this, if you enjoy college football content and NFL content like this, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'm planning to release multiple videos a week during the season. Also, let me know who you want me to cover in future videos in the comment section below. Makaya Puka Nacua was born on May 29, 2001 and grew up in Provo, Utah. The nickname Puka comes from the Samoan language and means fat and chubby. He received this nickname due to how large of a baby he was. He comes from an extremely athletic family. His oldest brother Kai reached the NFL as a safety, spending some active roster time with the Colts, 49ers, and Jets. Isaiah also played defensive back in college, and Samson Nacua, also a receiver, has made it as far as the USFL. Growing up, he wrestled with his older brothers, got dunked on, and just learned how to do more with less due to being the youngest and smallest. Although his father passed away at the age of 12, he always felt Puka was going to be the best. Puka became obsessed with the game of football and sports in general, watching ESPN at a young age when other kids were still watching cartoons. His mother told Desert News, "He would watch ESPN. He'd watch all the football and basketball highlights because my husband planted the seed already with Puka." He studied how the professionals played and practiced, and started studying film from a young age. He always took sports extremely serious. Although his father worked, he always tried to find time to help his son break down film. This would pay off as he would go on to become one of the greatest wide receivers to come out of the state of Utah. Puka attended Orem High School, and at first, he didn't seem like a future superstar. His high school head coach, Jeremy Hill, admitted to Desert News reporter Amy Donaldson that his skill did not flash during the first summer workouts together, but everything changed once he put the pads on and began running drills. The young receiver's talent became impossible to deny. Hill told Donaldson back in 2018 the way he moved, how he always knew where he was and what's going on, the intellect he had. Even at that young age, that's when I knew he was going to be playing on Sundays. I definitely knew he was special. As a freshman, he had 23 catches for 265 yards and 2 scores, while as a sophomore he had 48 receptions for 977 yards and 5 touchdowns. He finished honorable mention All-State, but continued to improve going into his junior year, where he would explode for 87 receptions for 1,682 yards and 24 touchdowns. He was named First Team 4A All-State by the Salt Lake Tribune and helped the Tigers go 12-2 and win the 4A state title. As a senior, he finished every game with at least 1 receiving touchdown and had a season-high 16 catches for 321 yards and 3 touchdowns in a win over Santa Margarita, while having 260 receiving yards against Bishop Gorman. He finished the year with 103 receptions for 2,336 yards and 26 touchdowns, which were all single-season state records. Once again, the Tigers went 12-2 and won the 4A state title. The team scored 58 points or more in all 4 playoff games, including in a 60-13 victory in the title game. He was named the 2018 Utah Gatorade Player of the Year, USA Today's All-Utah Offensive Player of the Year, Utah's Mr. Football by Desert News, and Max Prep and USA Today First Team All-American in 2018. He left his legacy by finishing his high school career with state records for receptions with 260, yards with 5,226, and receiving touchdowns with 58. During the 2019 Polynesian Bowl, he was named the Offensive MVP with 6 catches for 93 yards and a touchdown. He also started in track and field and basketball, breaking some long jumping records in high school as well. Coming out of high school, according to 24/7 Sports Composite, Puka was a 4-star recruit who was the best player in Utah and 136th best player nationally in the 2019 recruiting cycle. He received over 12 different Division I offers from the likes of Oregon, UCLA, USC, Utah, and Washington. He originally committed to USC between his junior and senior year before he was known as the best player in the state. According to head coach Clay Helton and offensive coordinator T. Martin, he would be a big deal for them. He also took unofficial visits to the campuses of Washington and California on his trip, following a stop at BYU. After T. Martin was fired and multiple offensive coordinators that quickly followed over the next few months, Puka would refuse to send his national letter of intent to USC and would instead flip to Washington due to the opportunity to play for head coach Chris Peterson. As a freshman, Puka played in the Huskies' first 8 games and made 3 starts. He had his first receiving touchdown against Hawaii on a 28-yard grab and started against both BYU and USC. He would break out in an October matchup against Arizona when he finished with 3 receptions for 97 yards and a score, his second career touchdown in a loss to Oregon, but unfortunately his amazing freshman year would be cut short against his brother Samson's Utah Utes when he broke his foot. During Washington's shortened 2020 season, Puka struggled coming off his foot injury, only having 9 catches for 151 yards in 4 games. After the season, Puka announced that he would be transferring back home with his brother Samson to play at BYU, where he would quickly become Jaron Hall's favorite target throughout the 2021 season. He finished the year with 43 receptions for 805 yards and 6 touchdowns, with his best game of the year coming against Baylor when he finished with 5 receptions for 168 yards. He would also become a consistent part of the BYU running game, carrying the ball 14 times for 148 yards, helping the team rank as high as 10th in the country at one point, before the injury bug reared its ugly head once again during the 2022 season, causing him to miss a handful of games. But that would not stop him from finishing with a career-best 48 catches for 625 yards and 5 touchdowns in only 9 contests, while also running for a career-high 25 carries and 209 yards and 5 more scores on the ground. He showed out against Arkansas, finishing with 141 yards and a touchdown while also rushing for 2 touchdowns on the ground. Kenneth Arthur from SB Nation, the Turf Show Times, wrote back in June of 2023, in 4 years of college, Puka Nacua had 3 different coaches, missed time with injuries, missed games because of the pandemic, transferred, and still managed to go over 100 yards 7 times in the last 2 seasons. He also got the chance to play with his brother so they could entice their grandma to come to their games. He also made his father's dream come true, with all 3 brothers playing together at BYU. After the 2022 season, Puka declared for the 2023 NFL Draft with the hopes of being the first player in his family to be drafted. He played extremely well at the Senior Bowl and also impressed in interviews at the Combine with the Chiefs and Ravens. But at his pro day, Nacua's 4.57 time in the 40-yard dash wasn't quite the number that would push him into the day 2 range for players of his size who also weren't the most productive or healthiest in college. The 40 time was actually one of the worst in the wide receiver class. This would cause Puka to fall to the 5th round of the draft, where he was taken by the Los Angeles Rams at pick 177. During the offseason, some wondered whether he would make the final 53-man roster, but he impressed both players and coaches alike and was viewed as one of the standouts from camp. Many hoped for him maybe having a 200 to 300 yard receiving effort for the whole season. When star wideout Cooper Kupp went down with an injury, Puka decided, why can't I step up and be the go-to guy? So far this season, he has dominated. 10 receptions for 119 yards against the Seahawks, 15 receptions for 147 yards against the 49ers, 5 receptions for 72 yards against the Bengals, and 9 receptions for 163 yards and a walk-off score in overtime against the Colts yesterday. Nacua has 39 receptions through his first 4 games this season and now has 3 games with at least 100 receiving yards. He's the first player in NFL history to hit those 2 marks and record 501 receiving yards in the first 4 games of his career. Better than Calvin Johnson's rookie numbers, better than Anquan Bolden's rookie numbers through 4 games. Better than Cooper Kupp. The dude is having a special season. Puka has proven he was not just a one-game wonder. He is here to stay and should have a special 2023 rookie season. But what do you think? Is Puka Nacua a future NFL superstar? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out one of my other videos YouTube thinks you will love right here. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more college football content. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, remember to embrace the grind.